Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. Today's video we'll be looking at one interesting competitive deck for current standard format. It is a Flygon GX featuring Baby Flygon, or actually a Flygon deck. So what is so special about Flygon? You're probably gonna ask yourself. 240 HP stage 2? That's super strong, definitely. For stage 2 Pokemon having 240 HP, it's not something. Especially knowing the fact that some VMAX Pokemons have like 270, actually 320, 330, 340. So 240 seems like a little bit too low. It can easily be one-hit knocked out by many other cards, but with that Dusty Defense ability, it can reduce damage done to it by 30, which is really interesting, especially knowing the fact that you can also hide behind Lily's Pokédoll, or that you can potentially hit with Desert Hurricane for like 240, right? Still, Sonic Edge can hit for 220 and it's not affected by any effect of opponent active Pokemon. The most important thing is, that damage that can be reduced with Dusty Defense for 30, so that's what makes this deck actually interesting. Additionally, it also plays a Flygon with Labyrinth of Sand ability that says that as long as this Pokemon is in the active spot, your opponent's active Pokemon cannot retreat, which is pretty cool. Being able to attack with a Desert Gazier for 130, again, not sound too strong, too special, but there's a catch. If opponent has a Stadium card in play, we can discard it with the effect of Desert Gazier. And if we manage to discard Stadium in this way during opponent next turn, we can prevent all damage done to Flygon. And that's pretty cool and pretty interesting combo. Taking a look at the Trampinch, nothing too special. Land Pool, 60 HP, Vibrava as well, with that ability that says whenever your opponent plays a supporter from their hand, you can prevent all effects of that card done to this Pokemon, meaning that boss's orders cannot catch Vibrava from bench, which is really cool because we have plenty of time to set up basically our Flygons. So we really don't need to evolve into Flygon until we are ready to attack. And meanwhile, we can basically use Snorlax in the active position with that Gormandize ability and draw cards till we have 7, so we can abuse that ability until we manage to properly set up with 2 attackers. And again, we can also tank with Lily's Pokédoll in the front and buy some thirds as well. There is also one Mew that can prevent damage snipe on the bench. Knowing the fact that in current meta there are a couple decks that are actually weak on the Flygon, starting with the Pika-Zekrom as well as with the Eternatus VMAX, it seems pretty interesting and pretty funny to use a Flygon GX. Unfortunately, against some decks like Centiskorch, you're probably gonna have bad time, and especially against grass decks like, let's say, the Decidueye. Those 2 decks are gonna actually be a big problem, but again, it's definitely easy to say that this deck will have a lot of problem with grass deck, no question about that. Anyways, what else we have in this build? So this deck plays also 2 Evolution Instants for much easier setup, 4 copies of Quick Ball as well as 2 copies of Pokemon Communication. Additionally, there is a Wrist Stamp and Scoop Up Net as well. Deck also plays 1 copy of Great Catcher. Why not? Because you can catch something like AAP, maybe Zacian, and also plays 2 copies of Boss's Orders, so 3 Gust effects in this deck. What else we can find in the build? Obviously 3 copies of Rosa. Rosa is a very good card and popular these days, especially on TCGO. It's so hard to get it, mainly probably because of this deck. When an opponent manages to knock Lily's Pokédoll, you can use effect of Rosa, search the deck for Pokemon Trainer and Basic Energy, meaning that you can easily evolve. What is so special about this deck? It is a stage 2 deck without rare candy. Yes, that's correct, because you really don't want to rush it to Flygons until you manage to have enough energies on Vibrava, and then you really want to, on your turn, evolve and decide if you really want to go with Desert Hurricane or with Sonic Edge. Additionally, if we have more prize cards left than our opponent, then Martial Art Dojo can be interesting card, because then we can hit for like 280 damage in total with Desert Hurricane, which should be enough for the one-hit knockout against some Pokemons like it will one-hit knockout Eternatus, it will one-hit knockout Pikazekrom, it will one-hit knockout Mega Mewtwo and Mew GX, it will one-hit knockout ADP, it will also one-hit knockout Zacian, Zamazenta, Scentiscorch, unfortunately not, but many other Pokemons will be knocked out by that combo. Additionally, from supporter cards, we have 1 copy of Bird Keeper, 2 copies of Cynthia and Caitlyn, obviously, and 4 copies of Marnie for hand disruption. Unfortunately, this deck is not playing research because you really don't want to discard any of your resources. Speaking about resources, we have also 1 copy of Ordinary Road, so you can recycle some of the Pokemon's or basic energies back to the deck. Additionally, the deck also plays Karate Belt in case if we have more prize cards again left than our opponent, we can reduce the cost of attacks for 1 fighting energy, meaning that we can then attack with Desert Hurricane for 2 energies. Additionally, this deck can also use 6 basic energies and 4 stone energy. So what is also special about stone energy? Well, I almost forget about that tech in this deck as well. So with the stone energy attached on fighting Pokemon, that fighting Pokemon will take 20 damage less, meaning that if we have 3 stone energies attached on Flygon GX, then damage reduced to Flygon is 90 in total. So let's say that potentially Pikazekrom can hit for like 150 minus 90, that's only 60 damage. Let's say that Eternatus VMAX can hit for like 200 and let's say it can hit for like 270, still won't be able for 1-hit knockout, minus 90, so a lot of decks won't be able to 1-hit knockout Flygon with that effect, and that's pretty strong. I mean, really it is. Reducing damage for 90, potentially for 110. Imagine having Flygon that can reduce damage for 110, and Zacian can hit for like 230, that's like 120. Still enough for double hit knockout against Flygon. But then again, against some decks, it will be really painful to 1-hit knock out Flygon. Probably they won't be even able to 1-hit knock it out. And yeah, that's pretty much the deck list. It looks really interesting overall, and it is not expensive to be built. It doesn't play and it doesn't need any of the Denes or Crobat Wees, but those cards are currently not expensive. If you're looking forward to invest in the future, you should definitely consider buying a playset of Crobat Wee, because price on that card will actually jump in skies. If this card is currently marketed at $10, you can pretty much buy hundreds of them, because when trading card, when this whole thing with the virus went off, and when we all be able to, you know, go into tournaments, and when tournament starts and when rotation occur, Crobat will be the main card in the deck. Every single deck will probably play it, and probably price will be like double or triple the money that is right now. The same thing goes with, the same thing happened with the Shaymin in the past, you know. It was like $20 and then it just, you know, skyrocketed to like, you know, $50, $60, $70, $80, which was really insane for cards. That was pretty much staple in every single deck. So that is it pretty much for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the likes up, and don't miss that notification bell so you don't miss any future video. Let me know your comments and thoughts about this deck. Stay tuned for more videos, and until the next time, have a nice day and goodbye.